Yes, we're doing this. So it's what we've all been waiting for. I don't know, not really, but we're doing it anyway. But so it's the dreaded marketing. Okay. And a lot of you may think that the word marketing kind of sounds either shady, boring, or shady and boring, I guess. Or something shady. So it's what we've all been waiting for. I don't know, not really, but we're doing it anyway. It's the dreaded marketing. Okay. And a lot of you may think that the word marketing kind of sounds either shady, boring, or shady and boring, I guess. But yeah, I mean, of course, yes, it's a form of advertising, but it's ultimately I'm trying to get people to, get the work out there, and the show of like Design 101, marketing is such a big, platform and such a big, important role in like your business or your project or whatever you're selling. Like, I think at the end of the day, like, be it if you're marketing your product, your business, or even yourself, like it's very necessary to just generally get yourself out there. And this is going to be like a wee video to show you how you can do that. And you may think to yourself, marketing equals social media. It's so easy. I could just like do that in 2 seconds. Like, go scroll down, add hashtag, done. Like, no. There's more to it. I had that. I also thought that, but then Instagram and Facebook got oversaturated, and it went from like 1,000 likes to 10, and that's if I'm lucky. Damn those social media influencers. There's too many of them. So, how can you become successful? I ask that every day. So yeah, how can we successfully market? Well, there's a range of things that we can do. But first of all, we have to have, the number one rule is confidence. So you have to have confidence in yourself to get your work out there. And to get your work out there, you have to have confidence. Second thing, are you following the right people? So, okay, so I'm assuming that you're on social media, right? So you've got your Facebook, you've got your Twitter, you've got your Instagram, you've got your YouTube as well, maybe you don't have your YouTube, and that's okay. You've also got your Pinterest. Pinterest is also useful. We can't forget Pinterest, and I'll show you why. And also, got your LinkedIn. Nobody uses this dusty LinkedIn, but actually it's very good. And yes, it does look boring. Yes, it looks like it's full of corporate snobs. Yes, it's it's a glorified Facebook for corporate snobs, but like, it's very useful. And I should have said corporate snobs because I've now jeopardized myself and probably I've been unfollowed now. Yeah, LinkedIn is very important because you get to meet journalists and potential job opportunities, and it's just another platform that you can use to not sell your stuff, but just to engage with other people and like-minded people. And there are people that are like you that most likely are going to be on LinkedIn, and it shows that you have a professional side, not only just some social media side or some kind of like Instagram kind of influencer side. You've also got like, okay, I'm professional, I have this professional LinkedIn account, people can take me seriously, let's engage. So once you've kind of got all these kind of channels, you are now ready to follow people. So what kind of people should you follow? You should follow people that you actually like and get inspired by, and I think that's so important, because not only if you follow people, they'll most likely follow you back, And if they don't follow you back, try to engage in them more and become their friend, and through time they will follow you back. And it's such a good way to network, because you know, if you have this like, you know, admiration for like a long time, I had a very good like sort of I guess a sort of inspiration since, which got me into jewellery. And her name was like Joanna Haywood, and I follow her on Instagram, and ever since I like saw like some of her projects, I got in touch with her and I was like, oh my god, like, you know, you're my biggest fan. And you know, now she kind of like, we kind of talk and occasionally, and you never know, you know, she might be on this YouTube, you know. Let's just hope for the best, because that would be amazing. I think yeah. So yeah, networking is so important, and it's just, yeah, it kind of gets yourself out there. Also, not only networking with real designers and people that inspire you, you know, it doesn't help to, you also maybe follow some journalists and maybe follow some like magazines that you like, because you know, maybe you could sort of be on the front page, or maybe just being in one of the articles or featured, you know. And if they have projects, then you can maybe say to them, you know, I have this project that you might be interested in, you know, and then you just describe it, and they may take an interest and do an article about you. You never know. So it's all these opportunities, you know, that will help you to get noticed and again market yourself. Another thing that you can do is, do you have your own website? If not, then you know, social media is fine, like if you've got your own social media, but it does help if you had like another kind of website kind of thing, because even if it was just a simple blog, you know, put that on your Instagram or your Facebook, because you know, it shows that you have like a human side to you. So having like your own website and kind of showing it off shows more than just like one social media. It shows that, you know, they've got other things and people can access it a bit more like easily, and it's a bit more interaction. And the idea as well, having like a newsletter is really nice, because if you have a website and a newsletter, then people can engage with that more effectively. And if it's like a monthly newsletter, then it keeps them updated on what you're doing. And if they are following you on Instagram, then you know, if they get to see you every day. But there's more, I don't know, there's more sort of something nice about a newsletter, because it kind of gives you like a sort of like sneak peek of, you know, whatever they're doing. Whereas if you're stalking them daily, just see them at that present moment. So, you know, I don't know, it's good. And then you might get discounts, or you know, you never know. If you are, you know, following the right people and following people that you like, and you could also make that trade-off. And again, what I said about the newspaper article or the journal article, you could say to your inspired person, you know, say that if you've got a website, then just say, you know, you know, here's my work, and talk about your work a little bit, and say, you know, I wouldn't mind if, you know, if you featured me or I featured you in my website or what I'm doing. And then you can like trade links. So it's always good if there's someone who's got more of a following than you, if they give you like a shout out, and then you most likely will get some of their following a little bit, because you've done that kind of collaboration. So yeah, I guess my point is like collab is a good way. And you know what they say, I don't know if you've heard, but you know, the word of mouth is always the best way of marketing, because then you become a household name. Another way you can engage with people is, I kind of referenced Pinterest. So Pinterest, if anybody doesn't know, is a way to get inspirational boards that you can make. It could be down to products, bedrooms, plants, recipes, anything you can think of. And that would be such a great way to engage with people, because you know, they see what's going through your mind, and they get to see your imagination through all these like boards. Yeah, and it's just a good way. And then you can even say that on social media, and like you could have like your product, and then you're saying like, you know, I've got a new range coming out soon, but I'm just at the planning stage. I've made a Pinterest board, you guys can go over there and follow me, and then you can get to see a sneak peek of what I'm doing, and that person could go from nature to robots, and then you're just like, oh my god, this person is doing something with nature and robots, like, oh, I'm so excited. I don't know, like, it's just endless. So, you know, your fans or your followers, you know, if they're able to get like the best information out of you, then that's golden. And it's like, yes, okay, they're stalking you, but they're also engaging you. Lastly, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, yes, okay, so now I have a following, I've engaged with people, but they're not really buying my stuff. Like, I have so much, like, how do I translate that from to buying stuff from me? But you guys are lucky, because through my knowledge of marketing books and online courses, I'm passing on the knowledge. So yeah, how to get them that money, that moolah, that dosh, that, you know, the thing that pays your wage, the thing that makes you have a roof over your head. Don't try to like push sales to people. Like, I always think that, imagine yourself walking on the street. Like, you wouldn't like pass by and you wouldn't say like, hey guys, I have 50% off my merchandise, buy now. It's kind of like pushy. I don't think that is not normal. So I think the best thing to do is to just like, you know, have a story, and you want to engage in people, right? So, you know, if you have a story that wraps around like a product, for instance, have you heard of those 4Ocean bracelets? So 4Ocean are a kind of bracelet sustainable company that it lifts out 1 pound of plastic from the ocean so that you can to reduce like plastic waste. And you know, buying these bracelets means that they are able to do that, and you're helping them with that kind of goal, and working together. So it's just kind of like, you know, a glorified donation, but you've got a bracelet to prove that you helped save like the planet, and also that their beads are made from like recycled glass that they find in the beach, and also the rope is made of recycled plastic that they also find in the beach, and it's just, you're helping being part of that movement. So that's like the whole storyline from that. So, you know, the idea of being part of something is a good way. I don't want to say it's a good way of selling, but it kind of is. But I don't mean it in that kind of way, like it's fake, but it's like, you know, you get it, you know what I mean. It's for like a cause, and that's something that you could also do. It's just explain to them why, you know, buying these products is so meaningful to them. And I think even just this word, like meaningful, is such a good way to engage with like your viewers, engage with your customers, just so that they know what they want and why they should, like, you know, buy it, like why they should be compelled. And another thing is that you have to understand and sort of categorize, who are you targeting, like who is your audience. Like that's very important. Like, you have to understand that, because you can't just, a lot of people say like everyone, but you know, like a nine-year-old baby, would you target a 9-year-old baby? I don't know, unless you're selling like these kind of, you know, like necklaces that babies bite on. They're not really buying the product. Figure out who that is, do some like customer profiles, and just, yeah, I think you have to sit down and think and research who your customer is. And I think that's also part of it. That's also number one as well. So yeah, I think that's very important. Because then a lot of people at the Times as well, they design for themselves, in which case, you know, who are you? What gender are you, and what are the personalities? Maybe you're trying to find people around that same age group and that same gender, and there you go. Just go out there and talk to people as much as you can to try and understand yourself and your product. Research is key. Okay guys, so that was a little bit of marketing that I've learned so far, and hopefully you guys can take something away from that, and if there is anything else that I haven't covered, leave it in the comments below and I'll do a part 2. But yeah, hopefully you've learned something from that and it wasn't too boring. I'm trying to make it a bit more like exciting, and apologise for my weird hand gestures. So anyway guys, thanks for watching, and you can see more videos to my right but your left of Caitlin Hegney. We've got designer highlight that I did, and she's currently killing it, and she's raising money to fund a memorial garden that is surrounded with people who died during COVID-19. So if you want to see more of that interview, click here. More Design 101 stuff here if you want to learn the beautiful world of design and how to get your stuff out there. And if you want to see some more sort of some more kind of other videos I've done, you can sort of click up here as well. You know, I've got like some like kind of, I did a video about like the positives. If you feel kind of like down, I did a video about the positives of like coronavirus, just because it's like, I don't know, coincides a little bit. But yeah, hopefully that could also raise your awareness and sort of make your day a little bit better, or maybe, you know, finding a positive in your life. So yeah, be creative, keep thinking smartly, and creatively and innovatively. Be very imaginative by reimagining. I did 4 now. Okay, see you later guys.